Hi, my name is Kidia, and I'm going to do a repeat of what I did yesterday. This is a 17 Junkyard that I'll do some commentary on. Looks like I spelled it right when I spelled it wrong when I recorded it. We're going to watch this together and see if we can explain a couple of the boss mechanics, what we were doing, and just kind of enjoy the run. So it is 17 Junkyard. This is going to be me, Kidia, the Holy Pally, Ovina or Ovi, the Prop Pally. Ganthian is a Beast Mastery Hunter. Amaric is a Ret Pally, and McGurgle, also known as Tim, is a Outlaw Rogue here. And early on in this run, you're going to see pretty quickly that I'm going to mess up right there. So, don't stand in bad. Yeah, so we're gonna take, when we first start this dungeon, we're gonna take a right at the fork to go straight to this obelisk. Now, the path that you have to take in this dungeon rotates every week. This week, we want to kill Chogbaz first, I believe. But one of the reasons we go here is because there is a Spark Bot, which is a little tiny robot. You can kind of see at the top of the screen right there that we're going to have a DPS grab. By the end of this, we want to have every single DPS grab one of those and a couple other different robots throughout the dungeon. And so we kind of pick a path to grab those as quickly as possible. Sparkbot is a substantial damage buff if you get it. It falls off with death, so you gotta put on somebody who's not gonna die. I don't know who got it right now, though. I'm gonna guess Tim based off his damage. Hopefully it wasn't Ganthian. This trash is fairly straightforward. There's a lot of it. The small trogs don't have an aggro table, so they're just going to attack everybody. And as long as you avoid the little swirlies on the ground, you should be fine. The big trogs also have a frontal. This guy, the bully, is a frontal. You don't want to get hit by. That one, Shockwave. Oh, yeah, actually, if you look at the mini map in the top, it's been a week and a half since I did this, I don't remember. But if you look at the mini map in the top, you'll notice that the last boss is actually hovering around this first boss. So we're really just pulling this to get the shockbots first, and we'll come back here later. So you don't want to do the boss on what hard mode is. This is the hard mode if you were doing on normal. I guess Mythic 0. So first obelisk is gonna be the tank buster guy. Puts a damage debuff on tank. Hurts real bad. Avoid his circle. And notice there's a spark bot behind us. We can't click on it in this zone. It's right there by the trees. Oh, my. Realized my mouse was up. We're just gonna kill this here. We're not gonna end up taking its portal anywhere.
And so not end up opinion and letting into your sarcastic making fun of the opinion. It's fine. The shockbot isn't. Oh, I chose the wrong. Oh, I guess I should.
This guy will do swirls when he
Yes.
stuff on the ground when he swirls.
So this guy's gonna do a whirlwind combination, and he's also gonna throw fire on the ground. As Amric says, heard you like swirls, so we're gonna swirl while we swirl. They also do I think it's these guys. Yeah, they do a cloud. And they'll LOS if you're not in the cloud with them. Or if you run in it, you'll LOS that little dust cloud there. So if I stand in that, I won't be able to heal people, and the people stand in that, I won't be able to heal them. And at this point, all of our DPS have scrap bots, so we are rocking and rolling. Amric's doing his absolute best to lose his, though.
No, I did it.
Ganth and Ovi are brothers, and they like to give each other shit, and it pleases my ear. So, this is the thing that the WoW team does best, is they have great names for these like gnomish and goblin things. The guard dogs have an ability called Bork. It's that, which I think is incredible. And it shoots out a pulse in front. Don't get hit by it.
In my defense,
does lots of damage.
I never run out and kick bombs because it's against Paladin.
It's not a very Paladin thing to do to participate in sports.
I mean, yeah, participating in mechanics that require me running, that's against my go.
Talking about a motherload. 18 or 19 we ran, where
We have to be really careful about
the charge that shooting.
people fucked up the first boss massively, and we ended up just
I don't know how much trash you're clearing this time.
breaking it. I think we ran that right before this.
Yeah, true. I just didn't like the I didn't know how much trash you're clearing. You have to be careful about like where we.
So the welding bot's another robot you can get. That gives a max health and a healing received.
Actually, friend, I got the grease spot. Deal with it.
The grease spot, which is also there, is a haste buff that you get. Those are the 3 different robots you can get. There's another spark bot in the corner. Ideally here we would have OV get for tank damage. But if I remember correctly, one of our DPS is about to die, and we're going to give them the buff instead.
One shooty gnome is dead.
Maybe I remember wrong. So Ovi's going to get the spark bot. Now we have 4 players with increased damage. Ends up doing a lot of damage when you look at damage meters or logs with it.
How much more of us were born before we kill Trixie and Friend?
just the other 2 here.
So scrap cannon is unavoidable, but you'd want to position yourself in such a way that other people don't get hit. Because if you position yourself with the boss between you and another person, multiple people get hit.
Yeah, it follows. So just
Just make sure it doesn't hit anyone else. See. We're coming up on Trixie and Nemo. Sure. One of the first bosses you can pull here. Nemo's gonna get on a motorcycle thing. It's a lot of healing that needs required here. Ganth doing his best to mirror my movements. Nemo's gonna get on a motorcycle thing and run around. If he runs into you, you will die. So you have to avoid that. And Trixie's gonna put more of those dust clouds, and then she's gonna do her own version of the spark. When Nemo gets off the motorcycle, you gotta switch to him, because if one dies before the other one starts to do a lot more damage. You're supposed to, if you get Giga Zapped, which is one of the things that Trixie does, run into the cloud so she can't target you. I don't think we're always particularly good at this. And Nemo has a huge hitbox, so you're gonna see me get the hell out of the way for this. So Nemo stopped running. We need to do damage to him, because when he gets back on the thing, we'll have to switch back to Trixie.
Oh, what a dickhead.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Watch out for the
Trixie also
fucking
does.
idiots.
Trixie also
I
does
don't
a
have any more
lightning
things
thing,
on.
and I'm really bad at this game sometimes, like right now. See my face in the corner? It's like a gorilla trying to learn how to read. Just cannot comprehend what it's doing. Thankfully, I didn't have a spark bot yet, so we didn't lose one. Yes, I do. Keep the camera pointing towards him so you don't get hit by that thing. I'm gonna try and put a glimmer on him, but he's in a he was in a cloud, so I couldn't target him. And we're gonna pull out Devo for the defensives, and we lost Amalric because, like I said, when one dies and the other one's up, they start doing a lot more damage. So we're gonna have to wait on another shock bot for a DPS before that we can get one, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, we have to do Gunker now. He goes to Gunker last.
Trying not to pull that pack on the right there. More of the bosses or the mobs you saw before, spinny thing. These ones don't have fire on the ground.
Enrage the spell?
7 seconds.
I really thought he was gonna give his brother shit more there. Didn't end up happening.
They're all relatively.
I mean, one's like lower.
Okay, so then I don't have the spell pet out.
We have such wonderful bants. Thankfully, he didn't have a shock bite yet.
I was expecting these things to get as hard as they do.
If you want to keep the pet out.
I expect these things, gyro scrap things, not to hit as hard as it actually does. So
I should really put some art on my wall.
I can stand in this, and then you can't stand in it.
Yeah, it's 100%, so very sensitive.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy before. Scrap cannon, don't get hit by multiple people.
I think it's probably because 99% of the time I can pretty much go wherever.
It's not enraged, so it's not a big deal.
Not today.
Everything from beyond.
Another thing I'm noticing right now, that I didn't notice before and maybe didn't notice during the run, is I'm missing a talent, so that's not ideal.
That's what sucks.
I'm running Rule of Law, which I should not be.
It's not
What's a raid talent?
just throwing this here, or we take it somewhere.
So we're gonna take it somewhere, but we're gonna kill the ads first.
Oh, of course.
I want to run,
Figured ad death was
I'm not looking at my game right now. I think it's Divine Purpose, but it's the reduced cooldown on Bubble, Lay, and Hands, and Divine Protection. Second obelisk guy is Fear guy. Kill the 4 ads. He's going to cast Fear on 3 random characters. Priority is Dispel the tank, then yourself, if you're the healer, and then a random DPS. None of that goes off because I Dispel Amalric. Tim uses Cloak, which will get rid of the Fear, and Amalric uses Turtle.
Killing this thing roughly here.
Yeah, I've heard plenty of keys.
I Dispel myself.
Wait, what? Did you lie to me?
It looks like we were misinformed
We go do King Goblin
on which boss was next.
So it was worth it.
Collectively, the group will blame Ganthian for this.
Where's your path?
Have no fear. And it's probably his fault.
Yeah, of course, the other one.
I could have
I
been
can't
very wrong.
trust my brother for anything.
I was not paying attention.
God.
Amric and I, using that sweet Pally wisdom, found the shortest route. Did you notice we're using these portals to jump around, and we can be mounted the whole time, so it's not ideal, but it's not a huge time loss. But we're going to come back here, and then we're going to go do that Trog Bros next.
I knew we went to Gunker. Or, okay, what's his name second? Gobamac.
But you lied to us anyways.
behind this rock quick. Alright.
More of the Trog stuff. Again, spinny boil put red stuff on the ground. Big Trogs have a frontal cleave. Don't get hit by that. And be careful where you stand, because if you're under those leaves here, it can be kind of hard to see the red spinny stuff underneath it.
Almost. But
Yeah, I feel like it's frowned upon. Good. I lost my grease spot from dying. One life was one.
Oh, I don't even have a grease spot.
There's one in Trixie's room. But someone else may have taken it.
He probably also died with it.
I'm going to let's go.
So pulling these two guys at the same time, they don't always shockwave the same direction, and they're not synced, so you gotta really kind of dance around them a little bit here.
Still hurts.
So there's one going off right there. He's trying to trick me. Pro dodging skills. This next boss is the Trog King, Gabamak. Trog King Gabamak. I got robot. He's gonna summon a bunch of small Trogs that sounds like an AoE fest, and it kind of is. Stuff's gonna fall from the ceiling, you can't get hit. But the big thing is, every once in a while, he's gonna do this big electrifying AoE circle around him. You have to stack in. And when you get that, you'll get charged up with sparks around you. And then you need to run to these pillars to activate them when you have this with the sparks that are on you, and they'll kill all the ads. So this is it, it's Charge Smash. We already said where we're going. I want the spinny robot. And now these things, the robot and the pillars are going to kill everything for us.
Also, I may or may not have wanted to pad.
Can't blame me there.
Serious, I don't. I just want to kill it and move on.
This is a lot of things, so...
It can be dangerous to keep these guys up on a necrotic week like it is this week.
Yes.
I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I tried to get the other one, but apparently I didn't. I guess the debuff fell off. So I definitely got robot that time. Landed on it. That's perfect.
Look, see, it's not taking it. It didn't take my charge.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
No, I got the robot that time.
Yeah, I waited for him to get it, and I ran by it like 3 times. It's like,
how strange.
Life cool world we live in.
It's not a terrible fight. It's pretty easy. Actually, all of these bosses. The Trixie, the one we did first, is probably the hardest boss. 20 minutes to go, we're making real good time. So we got some time to go buff hunting.
there's still more in the area with Gunkers, so...
Unfortunately, you can't click on them in the Shadow Realm. So you could just go, everyone go to the designated area, you could pre-plan it, and then meet up and have them all right away. Oh, that would be amazing. A man can dream. Okay, so there's trash around this room. I'm really bad at judging time, by the way. We're actually doing pretty good on time right now. But at the moment, I clearly didn't think so. So you have to kill the things with the circle, the toxic monstrosities. You kill 3 of them, and that spawns the next boss. They occasionally pull people in, and they put a healing absorb. Inside joke there. So these slime elementals, what I got hit by a second ago, and I think I'm about to get hit by again, do slime waves. Like that. I'm gonna stand right next to it, like a baddie. I thought I was out of the way.
I don't care.
Wow.
You should, because if that thing hits you while it's in rage, you're gonna die.
Yes.
It's just they do a charge, then knock back in the way. I thought I was out of the way.
I have a welding bot. I'll be fine now.
Welding bot's
Well, it
good.
works that way.
It definitely does work that way. Trust me.
Increased healing taken doesn't increase damage taken.
Let's increase health too.
Increases health too.
What? Increase what? Your health? Oh, okay.
I want to pull that one so bad, but we don't. Obi doesn't care about my DPS.
That's it. Oh, there's one up there.
There's nothing we really need to know about these trash mobs, which makes this part a little bit boring. I mean, that guy has the
I like
slime thing again,
what that was.
and I dodged it. Apparently my cat was acting up. So there's a spark bot right around the corner there that I would desperately want to get, but I also want to do it without pulling the slime.
Is that a shock bot?
Only with one.
I mean, I have one.
I think everyone do have them if you don't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go sneak by and get this shock bot and try and do it without pulling here in a minute, because it's a substantial DPS upgrade, and even your healers need to be doing as much damage as they can.
I want to get a big guy without the slime, but
For healers out there, if anyone watches this and they might like be doing 15s or 12s or 13s, they want to move up to doing slightly higher stuff. By no means am I doing the harder stuff in the game, but an 18's not the worst either. This is 17,
Yep.
I guess. 17's not the worst in the world.
actually, we
One of the big difference between good healer and bad healer is the amount of damage
yeah.
they do on a boss
So use it here.
or in a dungeon. Healers that think that their job is to only sit back and heal slow a run down significantly.
He does.
Because you can make something go like roughly 20% faster.
Okay, let's cut out. Alright, go.
Okay, so this boss, we freed these 3 little water robot things from the toxic monstrosities. And you want to stay inside them because they're going to clean stuff of slime. You do have to break them out if they get frozen.
Just bubble.
Can't use it.
But that's a lot of ring around the rosy.
You can you
I know. No.
If you just stay ahead,
I want
even if
to,
you
but
put one in the ring.
I keep getting snared. This dumbass thing from beyond and everything's.
Corrupted gear, much fun. So you notice I'm pumping everything I can into these bosses as well. I'm gonna end up doing 30,000 damage, I think, DPS to this, I think. It ends up making a difference. One of the advantages of playing a Pally on this is with the melee stacking on you, you really get to use your Light of Dawns effectively. Reduces the amount of time you have to hardcast on them. That's on him.
We'll get you in your shock bot on the last
Okay.
obelisk.
I need to see my wife once real fast.
So with the boss gone, we really need to get this out. Because it's gonna slime everybody if we don't get in the bot, but we do. So we get a res on him, we got 11 minutes to go. So that thing actually does damage on Tyrannical. 91,000 HPS. It's like raid boss level healing, sort of, not really. 1K. I'm really proud of myself. I shouldn't be.
Nothing to the left or going to the right?
Left. No, right.
So, you gotta jump out of the portal. And now these last two obelisks are kind of crappily placed.
We just have to be careful of the short out. Not the short out, but the rapid fire and the.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be careful. So, the guy on the Mechano Shredder does a rapid fire.
Pretty normal, honestly.
This right there. He's just spin around doing damage. It hurts if you get stuck by it. Another one of these guys casts Shrink, which will make you small, and you can get stepped on and dealt massive damage by your comrades. Fun fact, Comrades on Dalaran is always recruiting competent and well-established DPS players. So most of these people, I'm the only one not in that guild, but I used to be.
My other bed out.
It's a good group of people if you're looking for like heroic and light.
Okay.
They do 5 to 6 mythic bosses every tier. I know they have AOTC already. They'll probably end up doing slightly better this tier because of how long they have.
I'm putting my down. I want to get the fuck out of there now.
But they make pretty good progress for only 2 nights a week.
Feisty, huh?
I'm used to it on Glorified.
Yeah.
Assistance protocol activated.
So this obelisk, these little eye worm things, they do a pretty massive amount of damage, and there's not a great place to LOS them. You could probably go around this pillar. Well, yeah, maybe around there. I'm not sure. But when you can DPS them down as fast as we did, it doesn't make a huge difference. I just gotta slowly drag this guy. So you gotta be careful with how fast you drag this guy because you don't want to have him sitting
Gotcha.
in the spot that you
Got it.
want to kill him at for too long, or you'll be standing in poop the whole time.
Make it be like it is, what it do.
So you're just gonna pull this back right here.
So we kind of here very slowly. Where's other things you can kind of just rush there?
Give me a second.
Always make sure your tank leaves before everybody else, or you might be
80% up.
on the wrong side of too much aggro. So there's a bunch of bots here, right by the other obelisk, that I'm gonna greedily try and get.
Yep.
And the problem is that one's a welding bot, and I think
Drawn. Okay. Go in. And we'll just slide.
so I spend my time clicking on the welding bot
First funeral.
instead of the grease bot. Oh, there we go. Got the grease.
That.
Oh, I didn't actually get the buff for some reason.
I got late.
But I'm late in here because I was greedy. And I don't bubble here because I think that my flash of I think that my blinding light's gonna get the interrupt. It does not.
I'll come up
And
with
so
eventually.
I just threw, I borderline threw this key right here. Ends up being okay. But if I hadn't been greedy, it wouldn't have been an issue, and it really would have been okay. Thankfully, there's a group of competent individuals that
I got it.
User.
know how to play this game without me.
Thankfully, there's probably
They're all actually probably better than me.
fingers crossed.
And if they do end up watching this,
Probably
which
one on YouTube. 6 minutes.
Today's
Spend
kitty
some
back.
time. This kitty is
Almost.
back.
Okay. We have 3 minutes on hero, but
I was gonna do it
Yeah. Go
anyway.
for it. Yeah.
yeah, it should be up by the time.
this boss is pretty simple. He's gonna put an artificial ring down in the encounter that you can't really leave.
Real chunky.
See it right there.
Big attacks.
He's also gonna drop stuff on the ground that you can't stand in right there.
Absolutely.
And he's gonna drop shock bots from the ground. That will stun you. They're gonna walk towards you slowly and stun you. It's right there. They can be stunned and CC'd though.
It's not to die as fast, so
Yeah.
cooldown sucked. Because everything I've done
We
is
can purposely slow it down a little bit. Like
not.
get
We don't have. I mean, I think there's a countdown.
I guess those things self-destruct too.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that till right now.
I had to the hell for
it's oh this oh
Oh.
shit.
That could have been bad
I
right
mean, I
there.
have like 45 seconds.
Then you get into this intermission
So-
phase right here. We have to go through this obstacle course to overcharge one of the pylons up top. I'm gonna try and do it the right way. I get immediately stunned, and I'm just gonna say fuck it and bubble right through. Bubble turtle, you can go right through this. So the general plan here is everybody gets this to about 20%, and then the DPS should intentionally get stunned to get teleported back while the tank and the healer finish it up, so that they have more time on the boss.
All three of you go back.
I already did. I already did.
So Ovi's gonna call for everybody to go back.
Stun, please. There we go.
Ganth is gonna stand in the wrong thing because getting stunned doesn't actually send you back.
Feels fucking
Getting hit by the alarm bot sends you back.
Okay, we have 4 minutes.
That would the first phase was significantly faster than I was expecting.
Same.
And so you have to kill this. Now you want to one phase this ideally, but since we didn't have hero, we are not going to one phase this. We're gonna come pretty close though. Hero's coming up in 20 seconds. And we still have 4 minutes to go, so we're okay. What we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna use hero on this
I was not expecting him to die there.
phase 1 boss again, since we're not gonna have cooldowns for it.
We're too good, guys.
In like a second, I guess.
This one actually lasts a little bit longer because we don't have offensive cooldowns, even though we do have hero.
Fucking bots.
And we get a little bit dicier. That almost is very bad.
I'm very stuck.
Yeah, it was almost pretty bad. So we just gotta make it through here, and it's pretty much ours at that point. Boss has like no health.
I feel like he went down faster with our bots.
And this boss does start to do a lot of damage to your tank.
Yeah, we don't have cooldowns too. I think someone's got stuck. I mean, I got stuck away from him for like a good 15.
A trick there is I just used Aura Mastery or Devotion Aura as kind of a tank external, because even though it's a group wide 20%, sometimes don't feel bad just using it to give your tank 20% less damage taken. It can pay off. And I have to go the long run. I have to go the long way because I had used bubble before. Americ is taking the lazy route, but that's okay. We got plenty of time. Tim standing and stuff. One of those weird things where you just don't want to heal them because you want to get the thing done. There we go. And then the boss has like no health left, so we're gonna kill this bad boy, and it's over. And then we got a King's Rest 18 out of it, which it's funny because I said, "Do you think you can fuck off if you haven't run that King's Rest 18?" Well, based off the video that you saw yesterday, I did run that King's Rest 18, and we timed it, so wasn't too bad. Those boots are kind of terrible. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Subscribe, do whatever. But if not, do what you normally do and do nothing. It's cool. The pleasure is in making these, and until the next video I post, have a good day. Bye.